Yo, you're watching Shirko and we are back with some more Wild Rift Esports. Finally, we are going to be taking a look at the Indonesian Icon series. Finally, it started up again. It had a very long pause after the qualifiers, but here we are taking a look at Monochrome going up against Dunia Games Esports here, okay? Monochrome, as you can see, already 1-0 into this series, and they actually won with a Garen pick. And the Garen was doing a lot of work. Now, let's take a look at this draft. We have a Seraphine and a Wukong ban on the side of Monochrome. And meanwhile, a Diana and an Akali ban on the side of Dunia Games. We have a Jarvan first pick, straight into that Ziggs and Kai'Sa pick for DG here. And then we have an Ezreal and a Galio pick for Monochrome. Now we can see that Vi and Janna are picked up. So Janna and Kai'Sa, very, very safe duo lane there. They really want to keep that Kai'Sa safe and that Ziggs as well with that Janna. Meanwhile, Vi, super nice for the early game ganks. And we have once again a Garen pick. And again, he was doing phenomenally in the previous game in that Baron lane. And we also have a Katarina pick. Now you can see why I chose this game, and you've probably already seen it in the thumbnail and title. Here DG finishes up with a Gragas for that Baron lane to go up against that Garen. This should be a banger, okay guys? And let me tell you, oh man, Garen and Katarina, I mean, you already know, this is gonna be super cool. We of course have that God King Garen, as you can see on your screen right now. I'm gonna move my camera away so you can see it even better. There we go. Nice in the corner. We are recording. Boom. Okay, let's get it. Move the mouse out of the way. And yeah, the Galio support, very often seen. Now, after all these AP Galio nerfs, we see a lot of defensive Galio builds. Even in the mid lane when he's picked up in esports, he has some tank items attached to him. And yeah, we've seen him a lot in the support position as well. Now, some of you have told me in my live stream chat that in Indonesia, they like to use Galio with Righteous Glory. Okay, so I want to see that. I want to see if that's going to come out because, of course, it makes sense. You pop the Righteous Glory, you pop that taunt, and you can really run the enemies down and catch up to them with it. We'll see. I prefer the Proto Belt personally, but with the Proto Belt, you have to use it before the taunt and then maybe the enemies can react. We'll see. We'll see if he's going to go for it. We have the mid laner actually getting some help by this Galio. The Katarina has a lot of trouble against Ziggs. If you ever played that matchup, you know how annoying that Ziggs is for melee champions in the mid lane. So the Galio actually roaming a lot here. The Ezreal just left alone. I really like this because Ezreal has that long range Mystic shot that he can use to snipe the minions from long range and still get the last hits. So very interesting macro decisions here already coming in by Monochrome. And keep in mind, they're already 1-0 in this series. The reason why we didn't check out the first game is because it was a gigantic stomp. So yeah, don't worry, this one will be much better. Yeah, Galio made his way back to the bottom lane. He honestly accumulated a 500 gold lead for his team with all of that roaming there. I believe they stole some jungle farm. I'm not quite sure if they did. But yeah, they're doing pretty well right now. But now the Galio gets completely called out. I think that's a dead Galio. It is First Blood going over to Kai'Sa. That is the one member you don't want to see with First Blood on the enemy team because she's the late game marksman that is going to try to carry the game, right, for the enemy team. So DG Charles already looking good here. The Ezreal not worrying though, he is still farming extremely well. They're playing really defensive against this Ezreal. Very scared of the Mystic shots. She hits him with that Void Seeker and backs out. I assume she will go for that speedrun Q evolution build like every Kai'Sa is doing. And if you are a Kai'Sa player and you're not doing it, please do it, because it's really broken. Even I gave up my hybrid build. Rushing the Blade of the Ruined King, none of that. Don't do that. Go for that BF Sword, Executioner's Calling, and that Longsword, and you will have a 4-minute Q evolution. And this Kai'Sa will already have it now probably because she got the first blood. So if she last hit perfectly, she probably already has it. which we will see soon when we see the scoreboard again. Now this Garen having a lot more resistance here by this Gragas, of course. Gragas with that long-range barrel, he can do pretty well against every single Baron laner. The Jarvan trying to set up for a gank, he goes in, the Ziggs gets away with an instant satchel charge, ults the enemies, pokes them low, the Void Seeker pokes the Jarvan dangerously low. I think, because the Jarvan and the Katarina have to back out now, I think that's going to be a free dragon going over to DG. It is spawning in 2 seconds, it is a Cloud Drake, very good for the early game macro, for the early game rotations. But Monochrome is already coming. The Garen is on his way as well. The Galio is trying his best to stall, but I think he's just gonna die. No, he does die in the end, but he did so much damage and he actually was able to stall the enemies enough to allow the Jarvan to follow up, and the Jarvan just steals it with the smite because the Vi had to back out. Now this Kai'Sa uses her barrier, but she still ends up dropping to that Garen and he is already wilding it up. Hey, I told you guys, the Ezreal ended up dying as well for the side of the DG, for the side of Monochrome. So in the end, quite the even trade. But of course, Monochrome got that dragon. They got the Cloud Dragon. They're very happy about that. Now, the thing is, the Katarina also picked up some assists there. It's very dangerous, okay? Katarina can snowball really, really hard. The reason why we don't see Katarina in esports is because she is so incredibly difficult to play. It is oftentimes a coin flip, even if you're a god at it. And not only that, but the enemies can counter it so easy with a bunch of CC. But right now, she's looking good here. Forces the Janna to flash away. The Vi has to flash away as well. She went for an early game GA as well, or instant GA. Same for the Jarvan. So it seems like the Vietnamese meta here also prevalent. Prevalent for sure. Also prevalent here in Indonesia. Now, I don't know, I call it the Vietnamese meta because that's where I've seen it the first time. Maybe it originated somewhere else, okay? I don't care. For me, it's the Vietnamese meta. The GA first item on the junglers after all the GA nerfs. It's still crazy in my opinion, but hey, Vietnam plays so aggressively and it seems like Indonesia plays insanely aggressively as well, which is always fun to see. So hey, if they have to build GA, I'm fine with it. As long as we see a bunch of kills, and there the Katarina goes down as well, gets dove under the tower, the Vi ends up dropping, is respawning with the GA, the Galio ult is perfectly timed right after the GA respawn, knocks her up instantly. The the Gragas got knocked up as well. However, he is able to get away with his life. Let me see if I muted it. Okay. Ooh. Sometimes I forget to mute and then it's really cringe because I have to re-record the whole thing. So very glad we didn't run into any technical, not difficulties, technical stupidity by me. The Rift Herald is going to go over to Monochrome right now. And they are looking at a pretty good lead, you know, at a 1.6k gold lead, 1.5k, yeah, 1.6k, 1.5k right now. But yeah, they're looking at a pretty decent gold lead here. Let's see let's see when we see the scoreboard, so we can check out the builds, so we can check out the power spikes and determine if the gold lead is on the right people, you know, if it's on that mid laner, if it's on the marksman, or if it's on a jungler, right? Really doesn't matter too much, or even a support. Now this, you can see both Baron laners have that Sunfire Aegis. It is a very strong item, and honestly, I'm glad. I don't think it's OP. I don't think you ever say, oh man, that Sunfire Aegis is taking my job, taking my women, you know? I don't think you ever say that. I don't know where I was going with that joke, but yeah, I don't think that is a super OP item, but it's just a strong item, you know? It's okay to have a very strong item for the Baron lane. The beautiful Rift Herald push in the mid lane gets another charge off right there onto the tier 2 tower before it dies, and now the dragon is respawning in 10 seconds. The Jarvan and the Katarina want to go back real quick. We'll see if the Galio is tanky enough to once again stall it out. Katarina, by the way, going for that standard esports build, standard high elo build. Again, I don't agree with it. I go for that Gunblade. They all go for an instant Infinity Orb into Rabadons. I go for the, you know, for a Gunblade, man. It's cool. It's cool, man. I love the slow. I think there's an assassination potential, at least for solo queue, is superb. You know, you can really catch people off guard with that slow by the Gunblade. But yeah, she's going for the standard build, so she will have a lot of AoE damage in these team fights. The Galio ult used beautifully right before the dragon ends up dying. Monochrome was actually able to secure the dragon, and they're completely smurfing on this team fight right now. I have to say, very nice Galio gameplay, but all in all, super well played by the whole Monochrome side there. They pretty much ended the team fight in the blink of an eye. 4 people dead. They get the tier 2 tower as well, and only the Garen ended up dying. They didn't even get the dragon stolen. Only Garen was the noble sacrifice. Katarina going bot quickly to push out that tier 1 tower as well. Very funny how they have 2 towers right now down on the enemy side before this one dropped, and they were both mid towers. So they got the tier 2 mid tower before they got the tier 1 top and the bottom tower, which is something that you don't really see often. But if they just ace, you know, that's a free tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Now the Garen going back to split pushing. That God King skin is just so sick, man. Baron spawning in 5 seconds will be a contention point here for both teams. Mainly, Monochrome will try to clear out the vision. They're not really in a spot where they can do it. If they had a marksman that really shreds it fast, like a Vayne, then maybe, but or even a jungler that can do it fast. But they have an Ezreal, they have a Jarvan, a Katarina. They're not really known to shred it. So what they're just trying to do is trap the enemies with the lack of vision on DG's side. And that's exactly what they did. The Vi had to face check, but there is a cheeky little ward there at the Baron. So DG is pretty safe. You know, they're pretty... they will see instantly if Monochrome decides to do it, but we have a Jarvan just instantly engaging onto that Vi, but she is able to dash away. The Janna walks away as well from the ultimate, and they are chilling. However, that was a good poke. That was a very good poke. Jarvan ult on cooldown though, so we'll see what happens now. Oh my god, they just loop around once again. Jarvan engages again with that Galio, and we have a free kill going over to that Ezreal. He is looking very, very fed right now. He's in a really good spot. I'm pretty sure he has most gold. I'm pretty sure he has most kills as well on Monochrome, so they're very happy with the marksman having that. And now with a 4v5, they want to instantly engage this Baron. The Vi goes in, has the GA, is tanking surprisingly much. She had the Stoneplate active. That's why she was so tanky. Of course, when 3 people are around you, you get even more bonuses. Now the Garen is going super deep and just completely destroying the enemies. The Katarina also doing a decent amount, but as you can see, man, the Katarina are really a little bit underwhelming. I don't think it's the issue by the player. It's just whenever you pick Katarina in esports, the enemies will always save their CC for you, and they will instantly shut you down because they know how important it is. In solo queue, it's always pure chaos. So yeah, Jarvan, they're chasing the Vi, and he just finishes her off with that ultimate. Now again, as I'm saying here, the Katarina will always get shut down in esports, so that's why we don't see that many picks of her, despite her being extremely broken, okay? Also, she's just really risky to play. I mean, Minix here, MOR Minix, the mid laner of Monochrome, very Chad. I have to commend him for picking Katarina in esports. You gotta be nervous, man. It's such a difficult champ. You can mess up so easily. And we have another Baron attempt by Monochrome here. They're looking like they're in a huge lead of this game. However, the Garen ult goes onto the full HP Gragas. I'm sure he wanted to ult the Janna, but right when he wanted to do it, she kicked him away, and he was probably spamming the ultimate button and ended up just ulting the Gragas because he was the only one in range then. But the hold up. No. Look at this. The Ziggs stole it. Wow. I'm talking about Garen ults. Meanwhile, the Baron gets stolen by Ziggs ult. Or by, I don't know, he was actually past the wall. We didn't see if he stole it with ult, but man, oh man, he probably stole it with ult because it's not ready. Man, that is certainly going to keep DG in the game. Keep in mind, there's still 8,000 gold behind. That is a lot. They get the mid lane tower. That's certainly going to help. Oh my goodness. That is going to be a game, isn't it? That is definitely going to be a game right now. Whew, what a god. What a god. Look at the Vi, she doesn't even have a name. She's just DG. What is her name? Wait, maybe it doesn't... Oh, it doesn't show on the little thing. His name is in the game though. Like you can see it here, but you can't see it on the right, on the little avatars. That's crazy. Okay, are they gonna get this dragon? They really need some dragons. Unfortunately for them, Mountain Dragon is the weakest one in the game. However, you know, they still want to get it. You don't want to give the enemies triple dragon, especially with an Elder Infernal coming up. You don't want the enemies to have, like, you want as many dragons as you can get because they're going to get buffed up and it's just going to be super clean, right? So even if it's a Mountain Drake, still going to be good. Also, Mountain Drake is very good against Ezreal because he likes to poke. So you're just going to brush that poke off right away. Now, the thing about this game is, usually you would say DG is gonna 100% lose, but then they stole the Baron. And then even then you would say, but it's like a 7-8k gold lead. Bro, they're still gonna lose, right? But then you realize that Infernal Elder is gonna be up soon, and usually whoever gets that one is gonna win the game. Because Infernal Elder is just gonna buff you up so much that it doesn't matter at that point. If you can reach even slightly late game status, where everyone has a bunch of items, so even a big gold lead doesn't matter as much anymore. If you can get that bonus juicy, I believe it's 9% damage now from that Elder Infernal, it's gonna be clean, okay? It's gonna be really clean. They're gonna feel good about this. And DG not backing down here. We see a little bit of a base race maybe, man. We have 4 members by DG. The Vi ends up diving onto the Katarina. The Kai'Sa follows up instantly. The Katarina will die. However, as the observers perfectly point out, at the bottom of the camera, you can see that Monochrome is also pushing the bot lane tower. And there's only one Gragas to defend it, and he's not going to do it. He's not going to be able to, yeah. Tier 3 tower gone, but now the Garen tried to stop the backports. He did stop some of them, but he ended up dying for it. And now we have a top lane tier 3 tower as well going down on the side of Monochrome. Now the Galio is trying to engage. Oh my god, the Gragas is teleporting. Is this gonna be it? Is this gonna be game? They're trying to end. It's only an Ezreal. They're gonna end. They're gonna end. They're 100%. Yeah. Oh my god. What a banger, bro. What a banger, man. Jesus Christ. We're doing the baby pose again. What is that? Oh my goodness, man. Whew, that was crazy, man. They really, I mean, they threw hard right there. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me see who gets the MVP. Because no one is MVP. The MVP here is Monochrome's brain right there, okay, for the side of DG, because that was crazy, man. That was absolutely crazy. Now, seems like the Kai'Sa got MVP, but I think they assign specific MVPs. Let me see if they do. We have Kai'Sa doing the most damage, but look at these damage numbers, man. 15,000 only. The Ezreal did 18,000. The Garen. The Katarina did 6,000 damage. That is the least in the game. Only Janna. Oh my god, and Vi. Oh my god, least on your team, and you're Katarina. That's why you don't see Katarina in esports, guys. It is not easy. I'm not even flaming Minix here. I'm really not. That is just not easy to find a proper team fight. Who gets the MVP? Okay. I thought they would assign specific MVPs and not just take the in-game MVP. Because honestly, let's all agree. The Ziggs stole the Baron. He's clear-cut MVP of this game. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think about this match in the comments below. Let me know what other matches, Wild Rift Esports matches, you want me to check out. And with that being said, make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell if you enjoy this content, and also leave an algorithmic comment in the comment section below if you want to support my this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.